Capriccio!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Cho Superhero Time Podcast.
Howdy.
I know, I feel like I say this every episode, but I think we've really worked on our audio issues. This should be the best sounding one so far.
Go for it.
This is, and I always forget, this is SuperBlastex.
And this is TokuTony.
We're going to get into what Superhero Time brought us this week. But first, Tony, how's your week?
Pretty good. I messed around with the audio settings like how we just did for OBS a few days ago because I started up my YouTube channel
Nice.
at TokuTony.
There you go.
Only one upload yet, but it's me playing Othello for Clubhouse 51 Games.
You know what? Actually, yeah, we can actually even talk about our adventure
Yeah,
on this channel.
because we didn't talk about that at all last time.
No, we recorded a little bit of a gameplay of us fighting each other in Renegade.
Yeah.
It's up on the channel now if you want to check it out. It's silly and it's really laggy, so maybe don't watch it. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But I do plan on doing more stuff like that in the future. I already have a Mario thing I'm gonna put up soon,
Nice.
and I'll get into my story later. But yeah, you're gonna start your own YouTube channel. You're gonna have your own stuff on there.
Yeah, just my own stuff, just to play around with it for the most part. If things start to get bigger on here, which I am assuming they are, I'm gonna have to have my own little thing where I just upload maybe like once a month or something, you know. But another cool thing that happened this week, or this previous week, was that I got a very special shipment in from TokuLectables. It was my Geartlinger. Finally came in. It is huge. I'm so glad I got it. Like 200 something bucks. Amazing. You were here when it was delivered. Huge box.
Yeah, that box is really big.
And we opened it up. We saw all the nice gears and everything for it. It's nice. It has like the voice lines, and it has the song lines, the songs for the shows and everything. It's dope. I love it.
Yeah, it's super nice. It's got me excited for my Dawn Blaster.
Yeah.
That I said I ordered a couple episodes ago. It's not releasing until November, so I'm gonna have to wait. But yeah, you mentioned TokuLectables. One of my favorite things about TokuLectables is how early I can order stuff, and like it's guaranteed. So even though I am currently without a job, I have ordered so much stuff that I'm still getting stuff like monthly.
Yep.
And this month, I believe I am waiting on, I think, the King-Ohger mini plow, which I'm really excited for. I still have some Shoto coming in next month, I think.
Oh yeah.
Ninja Man and the Kaku Rangers. And I have the King-Ohger Yudo to look forward to. And yeah, my Dawn Blaster, but that's from another site. Still, I like that being able to order so early so that I can anticipate stuff coming in. And even though, like I said, I'm not working right now, I can still treat myself with some stuff that I ordered in the past. So thank you, past SuperBlastex.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I got to play with that Geartlinger too. It's pretty cool. I like the gears. I'm glad you have some gears already that you can test it out with.
Yeah, like some of the past Sentai stuff.
Yeah, I was anticipating the Memorial Dawn Blaster, so I had already been collecting some of those Avatar gears.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for those.
And we actually tried one on the Gearslinger and it worked.
Yes, we tried an Avatar gear on the Geartlinger and it did work, and it's really cool. I cannot wait to test out some more. We should just test out some more, but I guess time got away from us.
Yeah.
So my week, last time we talked, my nieces and little sister started their spring break this past week. So it was a really good opportunity for us to get together and do something. And my niece, my older niece, she is 14 right now.
15?
I think she's going to be 15. Yeah. Because She was 2008. Yeah. Um, there was this thing we did a long time ago when she was like 8 or something like that.
Yeah, super long time ago.
We did a thing called a pizza challenge. So basically, what that means is we get a pizza crust, pre-made pizza crust. We get like the pizza sauce, and we get just really weird ingredients at the grocery store. So we went shopping with my nieces, my two nieces, my 9-year-old sister, and her sister, her 16-year-old sister. And we got some really weird, wacky stuff. We got candy, we got beef jerky, we got pickles, really weird stuff that you wouldn't really put on pizza. And we sort of numbered each of them when we got back to the house. We numbered each of them, and we picked from a hat what ingredients we would be putting on our own personal pizzas. And these were little pizzas, like, like I said, small personal ones. I did record a lot of it. I'm planning on maybe doing some sort of video for it, maybe in the YouTube or TikTok. It was disgusting.
I heard.
Among some of the things we had to do, we had to put toppings at the end as well. So we used strawberry syrup, chocolate syrup, caramel, tahine, chamoy, Skittles. Oh, raisins was another thing. My pizza
Ooh, gross.
was just awful. I had raisins, I had Skittles, and I had strawberry syrup. Those are the three worst things that were on my pizza.
God, melted
And
raisins.
yeah, it no, they didn't melt. No, they did not melt.
They didn't melt.
No. But it was so sweet. And Skittles and raisins sort of have the same texture, consistency. They're really sticky, and they like to not break apart when you chew on them. Um, so one bite of my pizza, terrible, just awful. Several of the girls wanted to throw up. Some of them did, like spit up. They didn't really throw up a bunch.
Nice.
It was
Gross.
a ride, but it was a lot of fun. The girls really enjoyed themselves. So, as long as we got to do something really exciting, for them at least, it was fun. And then to make everybody feel a little better, we made that, and then we also made a second personal pizza because nobody was gonna finish their gross pizza. We made a second personal pizza for everybody, and they got regular pepperoni, chicken, whatever on their pizzas. It was cool. It was nice. I would definitely want to do the regular pizza part again. We've done that. I've done that before a bunch. I make my own pizza at home, but again, it's like pre-made dough and pre-made pizza sauce. Now it's nothing real, like authentic about it. But it is fun. It's an easy little snack you can make with the kids. Have them make their own little pizza, choose whatever toppings and stuff. It's fun. And then I just came back. Huh?
And then.
Oh, I just came back from the valley. I was out of town since Friday.
Nice.
I just came back today, Sunday when we're recording this. The valley is down the Rio Grande Valley. I went to go see my grandma who turned 76 yesterday.
Sweet.
We went for her birthday and everything. It was really nice. But we went driving, so obviously it was a road trip.
Oof.
And I had about 5.5 hours of just sitting in the truck while my dad was driving. So I took it upon myself to play and beat Metroid Fusion.
Oh, wow.
I love that game. I think my favorite Game Boy Advance games of all time are Pokemon Sapphire and Metroid Fusion. I love Metroid Fusion. Believe it or not, that
Wow.
was actually my first Metroid game. Now I'm all about Metroid. I love Metroid. But that was the first one that sort of did me. And after that, I played Super. And oh my God, Super is amazing. Then, of course, Samus Returns and Prime. I've played those all before as well. But Fusion was the first one that I played and I just, oh man, it took me away. So it was really fun. I got to play that. And I've played it a bunch over and over again on the GBA. So I was determined to beat it before we got there. I got close. I didn't finish it.
Oh, man.
I did take a lot of breaks in between because while we were driving.
Mm-hmm.
But my final run time was I think 3 hours and 6 minutes.
Whoa.
And my collection rate was 61%. So I didn't get the best ending. Not even close.
That's not too bad.
But I did feel good because I did I got to, I think I just beat Nightmare. For those of you who have played Metroid, you know what I'm talking about. I just beat Nightmare, and then I had to do that water maze, which sucks. Not really a maze, because like I said, if you've played it before, then Metroid Fusion is kind of handholdy anyway. But I only had 2 major bosses left at the end. I don't consider spoiler alert, I don't consider Sa X or the Omega Brain um really bosses because they're so easy. Um, I went ahead and took video of all of my favorite moments in Metroid Fusion. That for sure, I am gonna make like a video on my YouTube channel,
Sweet.
just sort of highlighting my favorite moments of Fusion. And yeah, that game's just so cool. The music, the controls, the little cutscenes they have. Oh man, Metroid Fusion is one of my favorite games of all time. Of all time, Super Metroid's there too. Like Metroid is just so good. But when I was, younger and I had a Game Boy Advance and I chose to play Fusion, having not really played a Metroidvania before or a Metroid, that kind of game before, I'm so glad I did. Oh boy, Metroid Fusion. If you guys have NSO and you're paying for that special tier for NSO, the Nintendo Switch Online, do yourself a favor and play Metroid Fusion. Like I said, it I beat it in apparently 3 hours according to the timer. It felt more like 5, but still, that's a good afternoon. That's a really good fun afternoon. Tony, I'm actually talking to you too. Man, you should check it out. It's a really good time. You have your cracked PS Vita, so
Yeah,
might
I
as
could
well
probably
put
get
it
it
on
on there.
there. Yeah, and our brother Omar, I think he also has it on his too. He needs his cracked 3DS.
Yeah.
So you guys need to jump on and play that because after you play that, because it's not it's not super duper easy, but it kind of is once you've like played it a couple of times. You know what to do and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Same can be said for Super Metroid, but Fusion, like I said, is a little more handholdy because you have somebody who tell you to tell you your objectives each time you do something. Super doesn't have that. Super is very open and lets you explore what you need to do. But if you play Fusion, then you can jump on Dread, which is the latest game on the Switch, and that game is a masterpiece. I love Metroid Dread. That came out I think 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. That was my game of the year in 2021 for sure, no question about it. I love Metroid. I love Samus. I love that whole world, and I'm really looking forward to Prime 4. I was playing Prime Remastered as well, but time got away from me. I haven't had a chance to finish that yet.
Yeah, they just recently came out, right?
Prime Remastered came out, yeah, like a month ago, month and a half ago, something like that. I think it was in February
Wow.
or at the end of January. No, it was the beginning of February. Yeah. Um, I do plan on finishing that. I need to get in there. So that is basically what I've been up to this past week. Made some nasty pizzas and played and beat one of my favorite games, and saw my grandma for her birthday, which was a nice surprise. I haven't been to the valley in like 15 years.
Whoa.
It's wild, yeah.
Different atmosphere and everything.
It's a whole other world over there, and yeah, just say I'm grateful my dad took us out of there when we were younger, and now we're up here, where we are now, in an undisclosed city.
Undisclosed location, undisclosed time,
Yeah.
undisclosed Bay Area.
So, do you have anything else that happened last week?
Uh, Not off the top of my head right now. Not anything story worthy. Just really, um, after you had left, I think it was that Friday. I was really just digging into my OBS just to start everything up. Um, with my auto settings, just like to stream or just to do whatever, just to do if ever I feel the need to do something, I can get in there and then start it up real easy. And then my gear slinger, put that up so quickly. I didn't want to like play with it too much and then damage it or like have something bad happen to it. So right now it's up in storage with like all of my other boxes. But it's pretty much everything that I did last week. Like story worthy, really.
Nice.
So much work.
Yeah, you're just working a lot.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could do that. Anyway, the episodes came out, so let's go ahead and
Superhero time.
cover Superhero Time. This is a really nice picture. It's part of the Superhero Time bumper that appears before Geats. Because we all know Superhero Time is Kamen Rider followed by Super Sentai
Everyone looks so cool.
every Sunday morning in Japan. Saturday afternoon, sort of evening for us.
Heck yeah.
So, our first episode that we talk about,
Geats 27.
is Geats, and it opens up with us at the Jamato base.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Buffa sort of approaching Nat Sparrow, asking what's going on with that red Kitsune power up that Geats got. Why did he do that? And basically everybody here at the Jamato base is salty
Yes.
that Geats was able to pull that win out of his butt.
Out of
Baroba,
nowhere. Out of nowhere.
yeah, Baroba is particularly salty because, of course. But they're saying or at least Nat Sparrow was saying, our next plans don't have anything to do with that. Don't worry about it. We're gonna move forward, do what we gotta do.
We'll just tweak the rules a little bit. Just make sure everything's okay. We'll be all right.
And then we cut to the heroes sort of leaving the GGP base, and they notice that Ace is sitting there on the couch, sort of sleeping, and they note that they've never really seen him sleep or rest or anything like that. So this is kind of weird. And when Ace wakes up, he's sort of confused, like he doesn't even remember how he got there. So yeah, here we see them sort of really nice, like a cafe looking place, just sitting there having a conversation. We don't really ever see them sort of relax, so this was a nice change of pace.
Yeah. They just went out for some coffee, some snacks. Outside of the base, they dressed up real nice. Everyone in this episode has really good outfits.
And they actually talk about what's going on with Ace.
Yeah.
Because it was weird that he was just sort of sleeping. I never really seen him nap or anything like that.
Kawa says it looks good, like to really hits it home in the park that he's actually human.
Yeah. Because it's been questionable. And then we see Jin show up, and they are talking to each other about the new red power up that we saw Geats get. But I guess Kawa and Neon didn't see it.
Yeah. Zin doesn't even know, like, to the full extent what this power up is.
Yeah. And then we see Baroba start the new game, which is going to be a Sengoku style war game. So it's kind of like samurais.
Old Japanese.
So part of the city, using her belt, she turns part of the city into like an Edo period, Sengoku period.
Yeah.
War zone, not war zone, but like a village. Complete with our main heroes getting a costume change, which is kind of cool.
They look so dope.
Yeah, they look like they belong in that period. So, and we see in the background, big castle, and that is the base now for the Jamato operations.
Yes.
Here we can see them sort of watching after everything. This is the end game of this game. Yeah.
The producer, the Shogun.
The Jamato are trying to go get his belt, which is Baroba's whole plan because she wants to get the Desire wish. So we see the bad guys approaching, trying to get his belt from him. And that's when we, so of course, see Ace show up. He takes him down. He transforms into
the Red Fox.
The Red Fox, so Boost Mark II. He takes them all down, and she's again upset because she can't win.
Super salty.
And again, Ace passes out. Once the game is over, he passes out. So everybody's sort of like, what? Why is he just going to sleep?
Yeah.
Being drained.
He's exhausted.
So it's probably too much power, or it has something to do with all the other aces, which we'll get into in a little bit.
I just noticed I knew about the shoes that they were wearing before. I think Kay was wearing Yeezys.
I wouldn't know about that.
It looks ridiculous.
Yeezys. So those are Kanye's shoes, right?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird.
I hope those were.
And Jin has on those blue boots, which remind me of Sonoy from Don Brothers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Zine kind of looks like he has bowling shoes on.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So we go back and we have Ace now resting at the DGP headquarters or base or whatever, and they're continuing to talk because Zine is such a big fan of Ace. He wants to know more. And basically he finds out, that Ace told Neon that he wants to see his mom again. He's like, oh, that's interesting. Meanwhile, Sumuri and the Game Master are sort of out trying to go back to get his belt back, I think, or something.
Yeah, he's like stomping around trying to get his belt back. He's just upset, basically.
and they get ambushed by Baroba and the Jamato.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite sequences in the episode because Tsumuri does some action shots. It's really, really cool. And I forgot to mention before this, when we were having the fight as the Sengoku heroes,
Mhm.
those are action shots and out of suit fighting from Keiwa and Neon. And from there,
Yeah.
it was extremely obvious who directed this episode. And it's my guy, Koichi Sakamoto. He is probably my favorite director in Tokusatsu. And if you don't know who he is, just look up. There's this video on YouTube called the
Really good video.
Koichi Sakamoto effect or something like that. It has clips of a bunch of stuff that he's directed, and it is just hype in one video. He really understands Tokusatsu and how to highlight the best parts of it. So check that video out, and you'll see why he's probably my favorite director.
It seems like for the most part,
in Tokusatsu,
he's the only director that's really doing out of suit acting or out of suit fighting.
That is the biggest tell. Is whenever you see a lot of out of suit fighting, and these camera angles that are Dutch and sort of really action packed,
Sweeping motions.
it's really, really cool, and it's really, like I said, telling that it's him doing the episode. So in this sequence, we see that Baroba actually with the gun can steal the Game Master's thumbprint.
Yep.
Which is what she needs to be able to henshin with that driver that she took from him.
Right.
Beyond driver? Desire driver. I don't know.
Beyond Driver, isn't that was?
I don't remember, man.
I think I remember.
You can check though. Remember, you have a phone.
Yes.
Yeah. So after that, we get back to Zine confronting
Ace.
After he had talked to the producer of the show.
It is for was.
It is for was?
Yeah,
Okay.
sweet.
So we can assume, or Zine sort of assumes, and he puts together what Ace is.
Yes.
And we find out that Ace actually is a soul that's been reincarnated. So
Yes.
he has been playing the Desire Grand Prix since Roman AD 1, year 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it is actually true because he has the power some way to remember everything he's done each time he's been reincarnated. So here we see one version of him. He's a little baby. We see him again here with a little baby. This might be Yakumo Eisu, which is the Sengoku period one.
Yes.
Where these are all, by the way, assumed each of the wishes that he made from the last episode, where there was 4 wishes granted. The 4 of the same wishes granted by, or wished, excuse me, by 4 different aces. So we can see this is probably the first one when he actually grows up.
Yeah, in
the
Greece,
Roman one.
or in Roman times.
Yeah. And you actually hear him say in English, "Mother?" Is he saying mom?
mother.
Mother, yeah.
Super English.
And here we can see another Caucasian fellow.
Is he? I
Apparently,
can't
this
really
was
tell.
also yeah. These two are both Caucasian.
Ace Garfield.
Assuming this is Ace Garfield, yeah, and it's funny because the Jamato he's fighting sort of look like gangsters.
Yeah.
So this is probably like the 1920s, 30s, something like that. So Ace sort of like, yeah, I guess that is true. He can't remember everything, and Zin's really captivated by it. And I wrote down this line that I really liked. My life doesn't exist for your excitement.
Yes, because that's Zine's whole thing.
Zine really likes watching Ace, and Ace feels like, dude, I'm not like, this is real.
This is my world.
This is not just a game. This is actually real life. So maybe chill, have a heart.
But that's Zine. He wants his heart to be stirred.
Yeah. And as Ace is on his way to the
castle.
fight, the castle, yeah, he's on his way. He collapses again. That's when the Jamato take him. And they have him sort of kidnapped because they're about to do him in, and then Zine comes in, has a little action hero moment where he comes in to save Ace, and he doesn't
Nope.
because Baroba again is able to transform into Glare 2 with that thumbprint. And here you can see it's really cool. It's clearly a different person inside the suit because she looks like it. She has a different stance. I like when they do stuff like that. Even though it's the same suit, you can tell somebody else is in it.
Suit looks a little bit smaller, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it's probably a female suit actor in there. And here we can see Zin gets washed because he's fighting not only her but also two of her henchmen who got the Magnum and Monster belts.
Yes.
Final
shot.
And the Monster Jamato is holding Ace because again he's passed out. Magnum Jamato shoots at Ace, and the final shot of the episode is this bullet going towards Ace, and it just cuts. What do you think of the episode?
Just really stops right in the middle of there. This was a good episode. Not as good as last episode, as the last one, just because the last episode is really story dense, even though this one has a really good point.
I think this one's more story dense.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Just because it shows like Ace's past lives?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that reveals a bit more.
More story.
Yeah, more story. This is a really good episode though. Just the because it's Sakamoto. Yeah. Because of the fight sequences that we had that are like so good, the out of suit fighting that we don't get to see a lot of. It's really refreshing.
Yeah.
I really like this episode. If not only just being a Sakamoto episode, just for it revealing that Ace is actually he's reincarnated.
Yeah. Excuse me. This was an interesting episode because it did answer kind of some questions.
Like a major.
We do see Baroba get the new power. I don't know because we saw the preview for the next episode, and Ace is fine.
Yeah,
he actually is going to get a new power up. I don't want to talk too much about it. You should watch the episode. But things are still moving along. I don't know if revealing that he had 4 past. Okay, my big kind of issue with Ace as a protagonist is that he feels just too amazing,
too godlike.
Having said that, I love Don Momotaro.
Right.
But I think his godliness is more absurd. One of my favorite lines in Don Brothers is that he has no bonds to heaven or hell, therefore he is immortal. That's ridiculous. And it's so good though. If Ace were to say that, I know we're not as many episodes in Kamen Rider Geats as we were in Don Brothers, it wouldn't feel as earned, just because it would feel more like, oh sure, yeah, he can do that too. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Ace as a character yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a couple of episodes. We're on episode 27.
I'm not a super fan of Ace right now. I'm really more focused on Keiwa.
Yeah.
Because he's like the true embodiment of Kamen Rider. What the producer says and what I think. Like how you said, Ace is a little bit too in like the cool, suave area and not as much like the Don Momotaro, like super cartoonish and outlandish, which fits better with him just being godlike.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different take.
Yeah, him laughing out loud with his eyes huge and that whole thing, that's perfect.
Very cartoony.
And Don Momotaro.
This is more like anime, huh? Like more like serious, quote unquote.
Yeah, because it's more serious. Maybe that's my issue. I like a lot more levity when it comes to selling toys to kids. But I get it. People like this more serious tone, and
yeah, I love it.
It's really interesting every time that there is a superhero time. In the little Discord chats that I have, more people are always talking about Kamen Rider than they are Super Sentai.
Because it's so cool.
I guess. I don't know. It's weird to me.
I love it. I'm definitely more Kamen Rider side.
It's weird to me. I guess.
Heck yeah.
Um, nothing really happens with Keiwa or Neon.
No, not really.
They sort of they do their thing just to have a cool like out of suit fight, and then they're sort of ignored. This episode was definitely more story focused than the last episode because we saw the stuff about Ace's past lives.
Yeah, reviewed a lot.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Because I want to see where they go from here. Sure, he got that. Maybe he has more. Who knows? Maybe he's gonna get another weird out of his ass pull power up from another wish that he made or something.
You know, since they do like dimension hop, he has reincarnations of his past DGP lives. They could set it up to where he could be with the rest of his incarnations
Yeah,
in the different time periods.
somebody suggested in a Discord server that I'm in, that the summer movie could be the 5 aces.
Ooh, nice.
Have all the actors who played each of them separately show up in a movie, and they all sort of team up on whatever the bad guy is. But there's 5 aces.
Yeah, I'd love that.
What do you sell with that? Why do you do that?
No, just for it to be cool. I don't know, for the story.
It's not enough. That's not a good enough reason for money.
Just for an extra V cinema then. There you go.
We'll see. There's also like, how do you explain the time travel and all that? I don't know.
Well, they're dimension hopping, right?
But they're from a different time, not from a different dimension.
Right. They can do that. They
They're
can
not
just
dimension
hop.
hopping. They're time hopping.
Right.
Yeah,
They can
different. Do that. Okay. Do you have any final thoughts for this episode?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Good episode. Everything's going up.
I liked it because of Sakamoto and all the out of suit fighting, and Sumuri actually doing some stuff. Really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because she doesn't really get to do a lot of fighting stuff.
And I swear to God, she better henshin sometime. Maybe in a V cinema. Who knows? But she probably won't. And if she does, she's probably gonna be a bad guy. I
think so.
Probably, yeah. Because she's gonna be loyal to DGP.
I see that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do that, and it's gonna be like real tough and emotional, and you're gonna get flashbacks to when they were brother and sister. Because they're supposed to. I think they're still brother and sister now.
I think they still are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from that one wish.
We'll see. I forgot the episode last week was a 2-parter, and this is also gonna be a 2-parter.
Nice.
At least 2-part. We might go to 3 episodes. We don't know.
If Sakamoto does the next episode, it'd be awesome.
He might, because
the 3-parter would be
the last
better.
time he did last time he did, I think, Revice, it was a 2-parter. So we'll see what happens.
And then King-Ohger.
So then we go into King-Ohger.
King-Ohger.
And if you remember last episode, we see King-Ohger episode 3. This is where Himeno Ran gets her main focus episode. If you remember the last episode, Blue and Red, Gira and Yanma sort of make up, and they're sort of going to be working together or something like that. They're forming a bond.
Mm-hmm.
And then
little team.
Just then Kamakiri, Himeno Ran's Shugat, shows up and kidnaps them. We get to see a really cool island paradise looking area country for her place is Ichibana. This is what the country looks like. I sort of wrote it down as a Japanese Great Britain.
Oh, I see.
Because everybody's Japanese, but they all look proper. Sort of like how, if you imagine what Great Britain looks like from a long time ago, for like when you were a kid, that's what Great Britain looks like.
Suits, dresses, frills, flowers, colors.
Yeah, we can see what she looks like. You can see the Kamakiri in the background there. You can see her people. They're all butlers. You have a good idea of what this. Oh, she has a giant extravagant castle.
Oh yeah.
Her big thing is that she's really selfish and stuck up. So
like
we see why this happened, why they got kidnapped, and it's that she's really interested in Gira, and she wants King-Ohger. She wants Kuwagata Ohger's mech.
Yes.
To for her own means. And then we see him get arrested. And then the episode, that was the cold open. Then we get the actual intro. This is the first episode where we actually have a full intro for the show.
Mm-hmm.
This is the third episode of the season, and we're finally getting to see like the opening credits of the show, and it looks really, really cool. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, this is the country. My bad. This is what the
Island
country
Paradise.
looks like. Yeah, you can see it is CG, and you can tell, but it is a cool idea. Okay, so we see the intro,
Whoa.
and it looks really aesthetic.
Yeah.
We can see the
Super anime looking.
very super anime looking. It's very color coded. We can see Gira there. We can see his actor's name on the very top. It says Gira. I can't read his actor's name, but sure, it's cool. I only took a few pictures of the intro. You should look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere or Twitter. But I took this picture too because I like that they're accenting his orange color,
Right.
and because he's the Black Ranger. What's his name? Kaguragi, Hachioger. And I really like that they're focusing on his orange. That looks really nice. This is a cool shot where we see everybody in their own thrones. That's right, these are their thrones. You can see Yanma's throne is his gamer chair.
Just a gamer chair.
He's a gamer boy. Himeno Ran's throne is her couch sofa thing. And then Hachioger's chair is like Matt's, I guess.
Yeah.
I really like how unique these guys are. This Sentai is going to be something different. I can already tell, just because they are a team, but they are so individual as well. Down to their henshin, they each have a different henshin. None of them henshin the same way, like in usual Sentai, where they all hold the sword up at the same time and then flick the thing and boom, they're all this. No, or they have the thing on their wrist and they hit the button at the same time and they switch it and boom, they're their ranger forms.
Very individual, like.
They all have their own. It's kind of like Kamen Rider, where you just have your own kind of henshin pose and everything. I took this screenshot because I like how the King-Ohgers are sort of animating with the credits. You can see they cut up like a rock or something, and you can see the names of the credits of there on the screen. It looks really cool, interesting. It's just a nice shot. They're all riding their
Shoe gods.
shoe gods, and they all can fly. Really neat. This is a cool shot as well. Everybody jumping. It's very anime.
Happily on Ogre.
Yeah, I was mentioning this. Did you say Papillion?
Yeah, Papillion Ogre.
Yeah. I was mentioning this opening feels way more anime opening than past Sentai openings.
Yeah.
I know they all pretty much are, but the whole thing where the credits are sort of interwoven with the Rangers and the actors and everything, it feels more anime than before.
Kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan. With the black and white part in the beginning, just that part reminds me of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, there's a lot of Attack on Titan vibes in this season so far. Really cool. And then this part of the opening is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Where each of them sort of gets a part of their shoe god on them. So we can see the mandible here and the wing, little mantis arm or leg, papillion wing, and stinger over here for Hachi. It looks really, really cool. And then this really cool shot of them together finally as a team. I'm really excited to see how they work together.
Yeah, whenever that happens, it'll be awesome.
It's gonna be nice. So we go back to Gira being held captive. Yeah, she really wants that, and he sort of strikes a deal with her where he'll give up. Well, first she's like, if you don't give me Kawada Oger's shoe god, then I'm gonna give you back to the guy Rackley's.
Yeah,
because you're a criminal, so I'm just giving it back to him. And excuse me. And Rackley's. Gira's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, take me back. That's what he wants. He wants to go back because he wants to fight Rackley's because he doesn't like what he's doing with his country.
he wants it so bad.
So she's like, what the hell is this? Why? What? So eventually, Gira sort of wants to bargain with her. He says, "Oh, what about a trade?" He lands on the rainbow. What was it?
Rainbow
Oh, Rainbow Judy Diaz.
Judy. Yeah,
If she can give him that, then maybe he'll give her the mech,
just maybe.
and
Oh God,
she agrees to it. And then we go to the bad guys' lair, and they're all salty, and they're like, "Oh, we need to beat these guys." We
that's
see
so
this really cool
gross.
monster. Yeah, that's his ass. He's a dung beetle
Disgusting.
monster. Really, really nice. I think it looks gross and creepy, just exactly how we're supposed to see him.
Yep.
Um, and here we can see this is one of my favorite shots of this part where we're in the bad guy's base. Because the henchmen are bugs. These bugs are on the ceiling, on the walls, everywhere because that's what bugs do.
Super creepy.
Really, really cool. I like that attention to detail. I mean, it's an easy attention to detail, but it's still nice that they're doing that. Um, then we go back and we see more of the selfishness from Himeno Rand, the princess. Sorry, the queen.
Hmm.
This flower field was an overnight job, and this house is in the way. So she asks the butler Sebastian to kick this family out, so she can blow it up. So you can see
Yes.
she pressed the trigger,
Make some
and the
space.
house blew up. Gira and Yanma are not into it. Not really anybody else is into it, but she's super into it. So she can now see the flower field. And then we get to the Rainbow Julius, and it's not what he expected to be.
Nope.
I like this shot though because we can see how different the characters are. I mean, you can see Yanma just slurping that soup down. Gira doing his best to be proper, and Rand being a queen.
Proper red, yellow, blue moment.
Yes, red, yellow, blue, the unstoppable Sentai color trope.
That's
This
the
is what
rare
Rainbow
one.
Julius looks like. It looks like orange jello with Parmesan cheese on it.
Oh, gross.
I just made myself sick saying that.
Purple John cheese.
Uh, I still don't know if 100% this is real or not. We'll see what happens in the future because she has the chefs make this, and
Uh,
it kind of looks like a butter soup. Not really anything.
gold leaves in it.
Yeah, and he says it's not it. You got it wrong.
So creepy.
And as they're leaving, because we find out that they're just moving along, because they want to leave Yanma and Gira, but Rand's not letting them. So they're sort of like with her throughout her day.
Hmm.
But as they're leaving the kitchen, you can see Papillion in the back, staring everybody down. So she's sort of a spy and looking into what's going on with
Yeah, just chilling.
Gira. It looks like because everybody's eyes are on Gira because what he did in the first episode. Then we meet the B story of this little girl and her dad, and she can't walk even though she was operated on by the queen because the queen's a great doctor, medicine woman.
Great healer.
Yeah, it's really sad. I guess we'll see more in the future what happens in a little bit. But just then, the bad guys show up, the Bugnarok, and they're destroying the city. And here we see Rand protecting the little girl because again she's in a wheelchair, she can't walk, quote unquote. But Rand protects her, and even though she gets all dirty and gross, and she's there to protect her people first and foremost. And here's where we find out that the girl could walk, because Rand is a good doctor, and she actually was able to operate her, and she's fine.
Very successful the very first time.
But the girl is just sort of being selfish, and she's sort of getting out of her dad having to work. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot the dad was blaming Rand for his daughter not being able to walk.
Yep.
So the kingdom gave him a check
Special aid.
special aid because he can't work because he's taking care of his daughter. Turns out that was not it, and I thought it was gonna be a scam thing where they were both doing it, but no, it's just that the girl's sort of scared.
Yeah, she didn't want to.
She doesn't want to admit that she's fine.
Yeah. There's a good line that comes from Ran here. Whenever she tries to save the little girl, the girl says, "Your dress," since it got all dirty, and Rand says, "I can make another dress, but there will never be another one of you."
And she's telling her to just be more selfish, so that she can get up and run away, because that was what Rand. That's her sort of motif is she's selfish.
Right.
so that she can get what she wants. And what she wants is to help everybody, I guess. Um, what you want, you are the only one who can make it yours. It starts with selfishness. I want to look more into what the hell she's talking about because it's really weird.
Kind of vague.
I get they want the trope of her being a spoiled princess brat type thing, but they still want her to be a good hero guy. So again, I just want to see what they're gonna do with this. And then she gets her sword and she's getting rid of henshin. This is a really cool shot. And then she henshins. Look how cool they look with the Kamakiri. Shoot
So
out in the
cool.
background. She has a really cool sequence. And then it's just a nice pose. So you can see her doing right here. It looks really nice. So the big robots there, and they call the big King-Ohger, and they get it together, and they're not doing enough. So she sees this snail buddy, and like I've been saying, it's gonna become a Gatling gun, and boom, it becomes a Gatling gun.
There you go.
So they use that. What happens is the big monster is a dung beetle. So he actually rolled up a big ball of dung, I guess, or a big rock. And it was stopping them from being able to attack.
Mm-hmm.
This Gatling gun was able to break through the big ball, and she actually makes a flower sculpture out of it, I guess. After that's done, then the bug is left open, and they can attack it. She does this really cool like axe kick looking thing on it, and they destroy the monster. Really cool closing shot here.
Heck yeah.
It's exploded in the background. All this while this is going on, we can see that Kaguragi actually met with Rackless, and they actually give him this gem for some reason. There he is.
It excites him.
Kaguragi, yeah, he's super into it. Who knows what's happening? And then we go back to the village, and Gira realizes, oh, actually, she's not selfish. Oh, that's right. Back in the first episode, she helped save the little girl that he was friends with, and he wants her as part of his crew now. Kind of like a One Piece kind of thing.
Oh yeah, huh?
So now he wants her on the team, and she goes, "What? Shut up!" And she walks out, and this is her get up when she's helping repair or fix everybody
Doctor mode
in the country. Yeah, this is Doctor mode. So she's gonna go do that. Just as she's going to do that, in the air, we get to see. Oh, what was this dude's name? Kabuto. I think it's Kabuto. This Kabuto shoe god. Show up, and he sort of blasts at them. And the episode ends with Kogata-Ohger swooping in and saving these three, flying away, and Kabuto Ranger sort of after them. And we can assume that this is Kaguragi, Hachi-Ohger, using this gem, because we can see the gems sort of crystallize over the Ranger as they transform. And I'm just assuming this is him using that mech to apprehend Gira.
Yes.
Next episode, it looks like we're gonna have all five finally doing something together. That's gonna be an interesting one.
Introducing Purple finally.
Yeah, properly. What do you think of this episode?
I thought it was a great, like I said in the previous episode of the pod, a great 3 episode transition to like really see if the series is gonna be really good. I think this is a really solid episode to like really cap on with the opening and everything. This is going to be like a really promising series. Just with like how different it is.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. They look like, what I'm thinking is that they look so different from each other.
Yeah.
I really want to see how they're going to work together as a team. Even with something like Dawn Brothers, where they had no idea who each other were. Eventually they were able to like get together and wait, and eventually it was a long time. I think these guys are going to get together a lot faster to be able to work together, because this so far feels more like a traditional Sentai than Dawn Brothers. And I'm sorry I keep comparing it to Dawn Brothers. It's just fresh, and that was the last thing that we talked about.
Most recent.
Yeah.
You said it was more like, you said like One Piece. Now that you mention that, it does seem like One Piece.
Yeah.
In a way of him like getting all the crewmates, even though it's not pirates, but him getting all the crewmates in an episodic fashion.
But it's not 50 episodes between each.
Yes. very quickly.
Yeah, so this is really, really, really wrapping up, and I like that we're already at 3 auxiliary zords. We have the pillbug in the last episode. We have the snail in this one, and then here we have this guy. We see in the next episode this is going to be another auxiliary zord. Sorry, auxiliary mech for the King-Ohger.
Oh, gross. Zord.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it is a technical term. They use it in Go Busters.
Mm-hmm.
Still, yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with the next episode, and I can't wait to see how everybody's gonna come together. Because when Yellow joined the mech, they were able to do that really cool kick finisher. So whenever Black joins, we're gonna see another thing.
Yeah.
When Purple joins, we're gonna see another thing. So that's really cool. And then again, when we add more of the auxiliary zords, we're gonna auxiliary mech. Wow, why I don't ever say that word. When we see more of the auxiliary mech, we're gonna see more stuff unlocked. So it's gonna be a pretty cool looking mech at the end of this, I think.
I think this is wrapping up to be, man, so exciting. But just with the visuals and everything, I hope everything stays up and up, because so far everything looks really good with them using the void, that sort of surround area that they've been using this whole time. It looks really good still, and I'm just hoping that everything stays that way for the rest of the series.
I really like that we sort of went over it, but it looks like Blue likes Yellow.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
might have a crush on her or something.
Immediately, like he's crushing.
He doesn't want to admit it, and she's just completely oblivious to it.
Oh man, that was a good shot of Blue saying like as if, like his face is all red, veining up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hilarious.
Gira accuses him. Gira's like, "Do you like her?" So yeah, that there might be a thing going on there. I don't
Possibly.
think she's ever gonna acknowledge it, but still,
Maybe just because she's like a princess.
Queen. We
Oh,
will
right, Queen.
see, I'm sure, really embarrassing moments from Blue though. So that's gonna be fun.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
I always love to see a good Blue.
Do you have anything else for the episode?
No, just prediction. I think Blue's gonna be my favorite. In the
Interesting.
end.
I think she's gonna be my favorite. Oh, look at that. We're watching Sentai again.
Yeah, look at that. We're
Um,
really following our own tropes here.
Sarahara wasn't your favorite. It was Kijino, right? Don Brothers?
Yes.
Or was it Oni's sister?
No, Kijino was my favorite.
Okay.
Even
Oni's
though
sister is mine.
He kind of sucked through
Yeah.
most of it. I just loved that he was in despair the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, we'll see. I like this episode. Future's gonna be amazing. And I want to see what they do for a movie. We already got that leak of, and I don't want to really mention it. Did we mention it last time about what like an extra ranger looks like?
Yes, we did.
Silver?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we didn't mention it, but in the last episode, was it this episode?
I think it was last episode.
Rackless has a new sword.
Yeah.
It's a like black and gold repaint of the regular King-Ohger caliber. I'm betting that's how he's going to turn into a silver one, because I'm betting he's going to be
the silver
Yeah.
one. He's gonna be the extra.
There was also another spoiler. Should
Oh,
I
really?
mention it? I don't know if you've heard of it.
Spoiler alert. I haven't heard anything.
Apparently, we're going to be getting small little spin-offs of King-Ohger,
Oh, what?
of each of the 5 rangers, of their like lives in their kingdoms.
Oh.
The first one is Gira, and in the page that talks about this, it sort of spoils Gira's last name.
Oh,
And
shoot.
his last name is the same as Rackless's last name. I don't remember what it is, but they share a last name.
There you
So
go.
it looks like we are going into the trope of he is actually royalty.
Illegitimate child.
Something's going on there. I mean, he is dressed like him, and again, Rackless didn't exactly fight him that much when he took his sword from him and everything.
Yeah, didn't even say anything whenever he walked in the kingdom.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, he is trying to get him dead. So
Murder him.
there's something going on there. Yeah. So we'll see.
Lost brother, maybe?
No way. No, because if it is Lost Brother, then Rackless is still rightful king. There's gonna be something that
Oh, that's right.
makes it so that Gira is supposed to be rightful king. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. So do you have any more thoughts about the episode or superhero time in general?
I don't think so. This seems like a really um transitional period for both of the series. Geats is one because it's starting to ramp up. We're halfway through the series. We're getting closer to the end game. But since King-Ohger's just started, we're now like being piled on. Okay, you saw all the cool stuff. Now it's time for you to learn about the world and the information about the characters and all that. It's not just pretty pictures and all that. We have to actually get to know these characters. So it's like information dump.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, still very exciting. Very anticipating the next episodes. As always, since we love this shit so much.
Yeah, I want my toys.
Hell yeah.
I have friends who are already like planning on a memorial King-Ohger caliber
Oh, Jesus, it's
when
gonna
they
be
make it.
5 feet long.
That's my thing is I don't know how long they would make a memorial one like that. But they did just announce CGM complete complete selection gigantic CSG
Yeah, CSG.
of Kuga's.
His dragon sword. Or no, sorry, his Pegasus sword.
Is that what they announced?
Well,
Oh,
that's
that's old. No, they just announced the gun.
Oh, they announced something
They
new.
just announced the gun like yesterday.
The
After,
Pegasus gun.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Pegasus.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah,
That's
because
that's gonna be expensive though. Uh huh.
when they did the dragon sword, even though it was the complete selection gigantic series, that's the one that started it off. It wasn't show accurate. It was only like maybe like 2 or 3 feet long, or like 2 or 3 feet bigger than what the DX toy was. But I was hoping for it to be much larger. So I haven't seen this yet, but I want to see the Pegasus gun.
Yeah, I think they did make a Memorial Real Soldier sword. I think that one was to size, but I don't know, the King-Ohger sword, King-Ohger caliber being full size, that feels like it'd be huge. But again, we'll see. I really hope people don't wait on getting the DX version of these toys because they're expecting Memorial Edition.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna affect it that much though.
high hopes.
I hope for what?
For them to do memorial editions of like everything here.
Oh.
But I mean, they could. That's all. That's all P Bandai money right there.
I'm still waiting to see if we get it in a Memorial Gabu revolver. Because I need a job for that. God damn it. That's what I'm working for.
Anniversary.
Yeah, 10-year anniversary for Gaburinchu. Sorry, for Kyoryuger.
Man, they never did anything for Shinkenger either.
No, that
Never
would have
did an
been
anniversary of
wild.
that.
Oh, but DX. What is
DX
it?
Shinkenmaru.
Yeah, that would be wild.
Man, I love that sword too. It's so cool.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything for the 10th anniversary. BS. Because
Oh.
COVID, but whatever.
No. No, their 10-year anniversary was
2009, 2019, 2020.
no. Gokaiger had their anniversary 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years before that would have been 2019. So that's before COVID. So they did not have that excuse.
I'm still salty about that.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They're doing Memorial Abba Ranger and Hurricane stuff, so that's nice. 20 years later.
Yeah.
That's nice.
They even had a Don Brothers thing too.
Yeah, it's different. Because that's now. That's why people are hoping for a King-Ohger one.
Mm-hmm.
The Memorial Dino Brace and Shinobi Changer, I think.
I couldn't even imagine a 10-year anniversary.
They come with a 10-year anniversary movie, so
I couldn't imagine a 10th anniversary Q Ranger gun.
that is thankfully far away from now.
Yes, but man, that'd be huge
Right? Because
to fit
right
your
now
handle
we're
in there.
Kyoryuger, TokuTony, Ninja, Zyuohger. So that's like in 4 years if they do something like that for Q Ranger.
We got a few more years to go.
Yeah. We'll see.
Just a few, like 4.
But yeah, that does it for this episode. Thanks everybody for listening. Again,
Heck yeah.
I am SuperBlastex.
And I am TokuTony.
You can find me on Twitter, SuperBlastex, Instagram, SuperBlastex, TikTok, the SuperBlastex. And right here on YouTube, don't forget to like. Please comment. Again, I'm asking. Please let me know what you think about the episode. I want to talk to you guys about it, and we'll again talk about it on the show.
Heck yeah.
Actually, I should do that now. We have one commenter who mentioned the thing about
Ace is being in one
Ace
AD.
being in 1AD. We should talk about that real quick here before we completely leave.
Yeah, sure thing. Since we did get a comment, happy days.
Oh yeah. So I want to thank you, Mr.
We did get a comment previously in one of the first episodes that we ever did, but I don't think we ever addressed it. Just because we were in like a super, like we didn't know what we were doing at the time.
Yeah. So Sakura Tora, thank you again. You've always been a really big help here on the podcast, and I really, really do appreciate you.
Thank you.
In episode 11, I'm reading your comment. In episode 11, that Ace, when he wished to see his mother, also writes an ode right to left vertical style. Most Japanese today write left to right horizontally. An interesting touch they made to make sure to add hinting that Ace was not lying when he said he's been in GDP since 1AD. So that is a nice touch. I do like that bit of foreshadowing. And it does show that they are paying attention, which again, always appreciative. So it doesn't feel more like a pull out of their ass than what I normally credit it as.
Yeah.
So it is nice. Thank you for bringing that up. I completely didn't even notice that. It's not something I would have picked up on. So thank you very much, Sakura Tora, for bringing that up. And if anybody else has any more comments, please let us know. We'll read them here on the show. We'll get to converse with you.
They commented that last week on the episode, and then that was actually whoa, Jesus, excuse me. They commented that last week on their episode, and that thing was actually confirmed in this episode, where it was actually Yakumo Ace that did the
old traditional,
the old
writing.
wish.
Yeah. So that is really cool.
Oh, geez.
Okay, but now we can go ahead and wrap up. Again, thank you guys for listening. SuperBlastex here. Catch me on Twitter, Instagram, SuperBlastex, TikTok, the SuperBlastex, and right here on YouTube. And I'm here with Mr. Sneezy.
Hi, Mr. Sneezy. No, I'm TokuTony. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at TokuTony. That's all me.
All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.